Hello everyone, welcome to Godcraft 22 on Easter Day 2025. Happy Easter everyone. I know I usually go on about all negative stuff to do with dates and stuff like this, and if you haven't seen this before, I'm basically trying to put a show together that talks to non-believing people, i.e. people that don't go to church regularly, about things of the Bible, and just to hash out the fact that there's a lot of truth in there, and that often science is wrong and the Bible is right, and it's an unfolding process that's going on in front of our eyes. We happen to be in what the Bible calls the end times. If anyone's read Revelation, it's a very hard book to decipher. I'm by no means an expert, but there's very obviously a lot unfolding in the world that can be tied into exactly what the Bible says. So that's what this show's all about. Essentially trying to prove Jesus was right and the Bible was right about a lot of things. So it's Easter today. I'm based in Plymouth, UK. I was up at 6 o'clock to see the sunrise. It's an important day on the Christian calendar, and the most important celebration, actually, the most important celebration, if you're a Christian, that is. So I'm going to backtrack in time a bit from I think Godcraft 21 what ended at the end of January, so this will be from February onwards, and go back to kind of things like it says in the Bible. I haven't got a Bible today, so I can't quote chapter and verse, but it does talk about the moon cycles, the full moons and the blood moons in particular, as being significant. And we've got one of the important religious dates just after Christmas was Epiphany. There was a donkey, there was a 30-year-old donkey in the news on that day that had died. How's it relevant? Well, as everyone knows, that's what Jesus rode into Bethlehem on Palm Sunday. So the donkey's relevant, and that was exactly on blood moon, I think, that we had around that date. And you had I don't know if you've watched the news, all the big Californian wildfire, a big deal in California. A lot of multi-millionaires lost their homes. Big wildfire epidemic over there at that time, but that was under a blood moon at the time. And also on the opposite end of the temperature scale, there was hundreds and hundreds of school children didn't manage to get to school that week because of snow. I'm not sure what country that was in, but I'll get back to you on that later. On the negative side of things, again, UK knife crime is massively up. Again, one of the news reports a couple of months ago was running. This was it was under another full moon, or blood moon, or new moon, one of them anyway. It sounded like a big gang running knife battle with kids and adults involved, and police trying to break it up. And on another negative, we've got around the end of March this year. This is an interesting one because, again, around a partial eclipse it was. I think it was around the 29th of March. We had Holocaust Memorial Day. We had Elon Musk looking like he was doing a Nazi salute, and Mr. Trump talking about putting immigrants in Guantanamo Bay. So all of those things happening at the same time is is what I'm talking about, around celestial movements. I'm not saying Mr. Musk is a Nazi or anything like that, but it's just very strangely suspicious. So there you go. That's that. 7.7 magnitude earthquake as well in Myanmar on that pretty much same partial eclipse date, the end of March. Rough sleeping is up in the UK alone 30% this year. We're always seeing that that statistic moving up these days, to be honest. Forgive me, I'm aware I'm saying too many this one, I'm a little bit woolly today. It's quite a warm day. What else you got? St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, again, so on the Saints' Day, that was when the Mr. Trump was starting to announce mass deportations in America. So how the Lord or God seems to be unraveling things, what I'm saying is it's around his dates, his saints' days and significant religious holidays. A lot of the stuff is unfolding seems to be negative, I know. I can't help that. Don't shoot the messenger is what is a term. Oh, there's some good news. There's a huge uptick in Gen Z's going to church, apparently. That was on the news, Easter Day, that was on the news today. By a factor of 4 or something like that. So, and also the same statistic with that generation is they want to give up work and they want to go on benefits. So that's also been in the news. It's also been in the news this week, and that's a huge uptick as well. So it's probably they're looking for meaning in life. The workforce, as we all know, isn't the best at the moment. So there's a searching, and we call that a revival. The church would call that a revival, and that's a good thing. People searching and perhaps trying to get some of the identity, get an identity back. Okay, and now for the bit everyone's been waiting for, called signs in the heavens at the moment. So it says in the end times there will be signs in the heavens and signs on the earth. I try and squeeze out a little bit of these. I try and eke out a bit for you to demonstrate what kind of things we might be talking about. So this is a picture that I actually didn't realise. I was just taking some pictures in my local area. Didn't actually realise what I'd captured until about a year later, actually. So this was on my phone for a whole year before I realised what it was or what it could be. So I'll do my best to. I've got it on an iPad. I'll expand it. See what you at home can see. Okay. So it's kind of not a rainbow, but it's using the rainbow colours. This was up in the sky off Plymouth Hoe. About there? Okay, right. So what I'm seeing is a kind of a head on its side. I'm not saying what it is, but that's humanish face. My friend says it looks like a monster, but I'm saying it. So maybe with some kind of hat on or warrior, maybe long hair, but the thing down the middle there would be the nose, like a Roman nose almost. I could put it round sort of the right way round. Can I come in any closer? I'm trying to leave it as long as I can. Yeah. You could pause that at home and do remember, it was on my phone for a year before I realised there was anything there. But yeah, that could be one of the signs. Where is the next one? And okay, so this, I can see a face quite clearly here, right there. Okay, so again, it's the head. It would be a humanish face, maybe a woolly hat, some kind of hat or helmet on there. That would be the mouth, the lips there. You can't see the center line of the face. It's kind of light shining through that too much, but you can just make out the eye sockets, and maybe a big bushy beard or long hair, sorry, and even an elf-like ear. Okay, this is just clouds in the sky, I know, but that could be one of the signs. Okay. Now I'll go through a couple of newspaper clippings for this time. In no way at all am I saying that Elon Musk has anything to do with the Antichrist, but it does say in Revelation that he makes light come. He has the power to make fire come down from the sky, and this is an article about one of his rockets blowing up, and so that's Elon Musk's SpaceX Starship rocket spiraled out of control and exploded in space just minutes after takeoff. This was March the 8th, 2025. Now I'll just show you the picture of that fire coming down from the sky. Little article here about, I know this has got nothing to do with anything at all, but they've now witnessed mice acting like humans, basically, which is interesting. They've called it mouse-to-mouse resuscitation. Basically, mice are seen to be caring about other mice, and they're worrying about the life of and know how to save the life of another mouse. So, how is that relevant, you say? What's that got to do with the Bible? Well, rather than creatures developing separately, as the Darwin theory says, I'm saying all the creatures act similarly because we've all got the same creator. That's the real answer. I mean, it's not all creatures will pick that up. You know, they don't have to be super intelligent like we think. You know, science thinks it's crows and monkeys, they're the clever animals. But actually, no, it's just different. My theory is that all animals have the innate ability and knowledge built in from the Creator. So that's why I think that's relevant. I think that's about it for relevant stuff anyway. Sorry, no music to play us out today, but enjoy the rest of Easter.